Hello, Perceptive readers. This is James Lynch, and I want you to reference an epiphany in silence. This will go ahead and be a part two. I talked about that post or podcast a year or so ago. All right, so just look at this as a part two, epiphany in silence. I want to also open up by just saying the readings about the book of Judges in the Holy Bible, oh, you better believe it. Yes, I will continue along with those readings. I've only posted a part one up there. And I'm going to actually share with you one of the reasons why now it's been more than 7 days, at least, since the last reading. It happens to be because of this point, epiphanies, okay? Epiphanies are really like some profound thoughts. And there was some time, years ago, if I had to gauge or measure out how often a person would get an epiphany, and it's the type of thought that I'm telling you about, and I'm going to tell you the difference between an epiphany and just learning, really, is this. It's almost like you only got one. If you got one every year, it just depends on who you are, but that's why I'm going to tell you the difference. And you just didn't get those epiphanies, those real bright ideas, or that could even turn to inventions, so to speak. So that goes to show you the level of what I'm putting a real epiphany on. Okay. But if you didn't get one at least once a year, you might feel like you never had an epiphany at all. And then along with that, an epiphany or a thought, it's like, okay, some people would say, yeah, I get one or maybe several times a year. So, there's just not regular thoughts. And this is what I mean. See, we are learning constantly. And so, every week, like even when you were in school in this way or that way, you will learn something that made you feel pretty good, pretty smart or what have you. But see, that was still the regular learning. So you learned something new. You see, you had new thoughts forming, so to speak. But all the same, they were not profound thoughts. That was still just going along the way of life. That, we're always learning something new. But those are not the type of level of epiphany thoughts of what I'm sharing with you about. For example, it is actually normally an accumulation of a lot of things that were learned new over time that all of a sudden will put together and give you this one profound epiphany that would come out of nowhere. And those epiphanies came because really the building up of all those thoughts that you have accumulated, you see, from reading, from schooling, from everyday activities in life. And then all of a sudden, everything just rolls around with the spirit, if you want to look at it that way, with the spirit, and it clicks. And then, boy, it's a real bright idea thought. And that's why I said for some people, they may say, man, I get one once a year, or I've never had one at all, really. And remember, I told you that's how even inventions come about at times, because all of those trial periods and academic learning and spiritual learning and things of that nature, boom, some of these people get inventions. And people say, how in the world did they think up that invention? Well, because it came from an epiphany. On top of that, sometimes some of these inventions. And so I wanted to share that with you. See, for myself, over the past week or so, I've had several epiphany thoughts. I mean, right in a row, day after day, day after day. Now, that tells you something right there. I'm going to let you even meditate on that for that to, so you can see my point. So you can see my point on why you can then get to the point where it's like, no, I'm going to pause and maul some of these epiphanies over in my mind now. You see? But no, make no mistake about it. When it comes to reading the Holy Bible, the book of Judges that I told you I will complete for you, I will. So this is an encouragement. Keep on learning. Keep on meditating. You see, keep on talking to the grand creator in the spirit as well. You see, through your prayers, through your affirmations in the morning. And I'm telling you, Jesus once stated that basically all the knowledge that he had, and his writers even related that they said, they couldn't even write all the things that Jesus said and did because, there wouldn't even be enough books in the world, or they would fill up, all the world with books. And look at today. Are people not talking about Jesus? But the whole point is they seen and they learned things. And I'm sure Jesus even talked about how the spirit of heaven really is with them. You see, they help them to see it with their mind's eyes. That even though the Bible has given us all we need, there is still so much more that they didn't still write in the Bible about Jesus. And yet sometimes I like to think that God is still giving those type of epiphany of thoughts, you see, to ones he consider his friends, Psalm 15, you see, ones who love him even today. You have a very wonderful, wonderful day, Perceptive reader, and take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.